Hello, welcome to the 100x Connects community. Let me take you through the 100x ecosystem. Step 1. Become a free or paid member. Step 2. Discover your passion by tuning into the 100x daily night sessions, chatting with other members in the 100x Discord community, and participate in 100x virtual summits. Step 3. Unleash your true potential by equipping yourself with 100x workshops and work with you challenges. Step 4. Begin your entrepreneurial journey by signing up for the Malaysia Ministry-endorsed 100x 100 Days Business Startup Challenge, seeking business advice, or enrolling in the Advanced Business Coaching for pitching and funding. Step 5. Being the country's best entrepreneur community, 100x has a wealth of resources such as business funding to accelerate your business, digital marketplaces to sell your products and services, and collaboration platforms to do networking and organize your favorite event, among many others. Furthermore, 100x will also create business opportunities. All these are easily accessible and convenient for 100x members. Step 6. In return, the 100x alumni hope to bring together like-minded people and provide mentoring, internship and career opportunities to help the network grow. Pillars are used to uphold purposes. At 100x, we believe that every entrepreneur should embark on a purposeful journey. 100x is built on 7 pillars: financial intelligence, fitness and wellness, business and entrepreneurship, sales and marketing, personal development, love and relationship, and hobbies and leisure. Sign up as a 100x member and start a purposeful journey.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Sunday's Fix My Marketing session. I hope you all can hear me well. And if you can hear me, please do like this live and please share. Right? Seems like not enough people is watching, so please help to share to your friends, to anyone who is within the business community, entrepreneur community, right? So just share to them if they are interested in learning how to do SEO for their website, and if they are starting business, they're not sure how to put in, how to implement SEO into their sites. If maybe you're not sure how to mention this, but like if you have an SEO, it means that people can Google your website anytime they want, so it's easier for you to reach more people without paying it for any money, right? So without further ado, let us bring up our speaker for today, which is King Kai.
Hello everyone. Hello, can you guys hear me? Oh great. Hi Ben.
Hi. Oh yeah, I need to introduce myself also, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm Benjamin, and I'm a chatbot marketer, meaning that I use chatbots to do all your digital marketing in terms of getting leads, in terms of putting like a automated reply session, software into your website and into your social media page. So you can easily grab email addresses of anybody. You can easily grab all the kinds of information, and then provide your call to action links, right? Just to make a sale. So instead of you yourself asking all your leads and your customers on like, please give me your email address, please give me your phone number, and then you want to give them the link, you find what link to give them. All this is all handled by automated chatbot. So that is what I do, right? So yeah, enough about me. Let's go for the growth hacker of the day, who's going to teach us how to create an SEO for websites, especially if you are a beginner and if you have never even bothered about SEO before. Will it be hard for beginners to do this?
Honestly speaking, SEO is actually called search engine optimizer. It's a very, very wide field. To say hard or not hard, it depends where you started. If you just started for content, definitely it'll be very tough for you, because if you're really subject matter expert, then it'll be easy for you. Yeah, so I'll introduce more the strategies on how to actually get started for you guys. So yeah, stay tuned a little bit more.
Sure. All right. Okay, pass you the stage. Enjoy, everybody.
All right, see you guys. All right, let me share my screen a little bit. All right, great. Now, all right, so we've covered a topic. It's a series for SEO for my session. So the last 2 weeks, I covered about how to use content to create your SEO for your website. So today we talk about how to create an SEO for a new website. So it's a bit different on the context because last 2 weeks we more focused on the content, but today we focus on how to do more technical stuff, which you guys maybe want to know because some people already asked me what are technical stuff that I need to take care of and this and that. It's a bit more technical, but I make it very simple for some time already. So let me get started. So now I'll introduce myself a little bit more. So for those who didn't know about me, I'm King Fai, you call me KF. So I'm a growth hacker, more actually study on the data analytics and stuff like that. So basically I graduated from mechatronics engineering, totally not related from what I'm doing right now. But what I learned a lot of in engineering is about data. All right, how to use data, how to use marketing. So I already did a bit of marketing during my course, and I actually first studied as a diploma in digital marketing. So that way, why I will use data in engineering to actually use that automation to optimize marketing campaigns using data. So that is my specialty on this thing. So I do a lot of websites I do websites since 12 years old. So I've been like considered senior in doing websites. But right now, we're not focused on website. We're doing more on SEO, which is come to your website, how to grow your content using SEO. All right. Now, this is my previous clientele. I did with a lot of white label as an agency. So I do a lot of this kind of projects with these people over here. All right. So we do a lot for Astro, do for Leilong as well. So this is a part of my services. All right, so today, what you want to learn for SEO is how to know the technical SEO, the basic ones, and how to use content, which is covered last 2 weeks, but I will recap again later, and how to really know how to build traffic for your website. Because that's the most important thing. We create a website. It's just for show because pandemic, everyone is going mostly digital right now. So yeah, so these are the things that I will cover today. All right. So disclaimer around here. People ask me, are you a guru? An SEO guru? But I can tell you, I'm not a guru. I'm just a practitioner. So I practice a lot of times and need to revise stuff and that. So yeah, I'm not really a guru because I don't earn like many billion bucks of doing SEO, but I do for clients where they really scale from really $0 to $1 million throughout the past of my career. So that's the thing I can share with you what I did and also what I've also compiled over the years. So stay tuned for the content. All right. So this is what was covered last 2 weeks ago. So to recap, a lot of people don't know what's SEO. So let me see any comments here. No comments. Hey, hi everyone there. All right. So what's this engine optimization? Is just to improve the quality of your search. All right, maybe you can say that SEO is really unpaid traffic. So what you need to do for SEO is always not paid traffic method. All right, so that is search engine optimization. All right, so you can say, is it free? I would say it's free to get the traffic to there, but the process going to there is not free. A lot of times when customers say, why we charge so expensive for SEO? Why is this price with that price? We can tell you that traffic is free, yes, but to get listing, everyone's competing. Like not only you, the other Mojo outside there, your competitors actually doing the same thing. So to really get there is all about the effort you do throughout the entire course of the SEO and other strategies you do. So today we're going to cover a lot on how to use these strategies to actually outwin your competitor. All right. So right now we can see that, like I said earlier, content is listing the traffic in Google is free, but creating content is not free. Like I said, covered earlier last few sessions ago. So if the content is free, right, it basically come from your mouth, come from what you write, come from your passion of writing to share the knowledge to the people. So that is the content you're creating. It's not free because you need to use your time, use your expertise, and to create all these videos, create all this content, create all these social media tools to your customers. Okay, so that is the thing that's not free because you need to create a lot of time to bring in traffic. All right, so that's the thing. We're gonna do that. So like last week covered again. So how really Google really rank? Is it by website or by web page? So right now we can see that Google actually do a lot for web page instead of website, because website is just the first page that people landed, but you have all sub pages that you need to do to actually create the ranking, the traffic to your main website to do all the conversions you wanted. All right, so there are three main pillars. Three main pillars, and not only three. The three main pillars is actually on page, off page, and also technical SEO. Last 2 weeks we've covered content, which is part of the on-page strategy. So today we cover all three. Today is more general things. A lot of people don't know a lot of SEO, like why I focus on content, because content is a very easy thing for you as a subject matter expert to actually create the content to suit the audience, right? Find content and stuff like that. Today I will condense all three into really short 1 hour session on this thing. But I can tell you, it's just tip of the iceberg. All right, so that's need to know enough for newbies to know what to do. All right, at least, so a lot of newbies don't know what to write, and they use a lot of different stuff. I've come across during my career of all these SEO part of things, doing technical SEO, speed optimization, and stuff like that, and see a lot of people actually do a lot of, especially the programmers don't know what to do. This is like copy and paste. Oh, maybe it's bigger and small. So there are things that a lot of people will not know what they're doing because it's all the code behind. But now I will tell you a lot how you actually do it for yourself and how to check it, cross-check with your developers as well. All right. So previously we covered again, SEO is basically a bowl of soup, where the technical stuff where I'm going to cover today is the bowl, and the content we're going to use that we covered last 2 weeks, but I'll recap again. And also the quality backlinks, we should not cover today because backlinks is a bit more of emailing, telling people what you do. But these are the things I will not cover for today. So I'll cover more on the bowl and the soup. So getting to the seasoning is how you actually outreach to your public, how to say, the PRs, like the journalists and stuff like that, maybe different competitors like that. You can always do that. Just tell them that you have wrote content about them. This is an honest opinion of them. So just tell them, So these are things that you can do to create backlinks and stuff like that. That's how we actually win the game, because normally backlinks is the hardest of all because you really have a lot of time to write that not the time, just a format to actually outreach to people as, hey, I have this content, so I want to talk about you, and these are things that I really share. I really like your content, and bam, they might interested on talking back about you, So that's how you do about quality linking. All right. So like I said earlier, your website determines, this is just a general tool from RF. So I would say depending on your traffic or source. Some people have more on Facebook and YouTube because they don't do much on Google. So doing organic, right? Google actually triumphs more because why? You can write a lot of articles about yourself, cross-reference with your Facebook posts, YouTube, and all this stuff to create that magical thing. YouTube is very, very subjective because not many people, I would say, some people actually watch YouTube, but some people don't watch video, don't grind through all the things you talk right now between me and you. They just read and skim through the stuff much easier. So that's why Google normally ranks for website. All right, so you can see that in the perpetual traffic through the time over course of time, you can see that Google gets a lot more traffic because it's consistent, right? So as you as a content creator, that you're doing YouTube or even you're doing your own a blog or something like that, it's best that you focus on Google traffic, because why? When the more content you do, the more keywords you're actually getting crawled by Google, and that's how you normally rank. All right. So but YouTube is all about optimizing the keywords and stuff like that. It's very different. The strategy is very, very different from that. And you can see that from Google traffic, writing your own blog, writing your own content, you reach 1,000 words. 1,000 words means you get potential out of 1,000 words. Probably 30% it's your potential keywords you do. So you see, it's more to reach out better compared to YouTube, which have limited keywords, limited time to actually do it. But that's the part that why SEO can actually grow traffic. All right. And talking about how actually Google do it, basically they come to your website, hey, like I'm a robot, to actually crawl around outside. They call it a spider, right? So if you don't like spider, we call it a bot. They'll crawl through every of your page to see what content you're writing and say, hey, it's maybe interested to people. They just list it. All right. So it doesn't mean that when the bot come in that you will rank. All right. You might be ranked for a while to test out the traffic, and then slowly they will die down. So that's why you can see the graph earlier is just like go up because why? It's, hey, it's a fresh content, maybe at least you there first. No one click it, okay, you're not doing well. Okay, let's kick you back. So sometimes you can see traffic up and down because they're testing on your website on how they should rank it. So it's one of the ways they do it. There's so many ranking signals that normally do this. About 200 over ranking signals that's confirmed once by the practitioners outside in the world. So I want to cover all 200 today. I'll cover the ones that you can do for yourself for today. All right. So like I said earlier, organic traffic is always the bottom part where you get slowly very granular organic stuff at the bottom. Where if you're a person that you really can't wait, that you are on the brink of getting more sales and stuff like that, you're not talking long term, you're talking about short term, I would suggest you use PPC. It's called pay-per-click, where you list your ads on top of the Google search, and that's where you get the first traffic. All right, it's paid per click. It's like a pay per click. So if people see and they won't click it, okay, then you don't get charged. So that's why you, as a website owner, you need to focus on two things: pay per click and SEO. These two things. With these two things, you can target those who they're immediate and those who are coming through the organic search. Slowly you build up your content. So if you do these two things, you have one short-term goal and a long-term goal, then you achieve the maximum benefit of coming to your website. All right. So like I said earlier, Google, their mission is always organize the world's information into very, very useful stuff for their audiences. So that is the thing that is their ultimate goal. So if your content is not giving a correct information or accurate information, or sometimes you are a subject matter expert that they do, we call it the authority of the market. If you are the person that created content, it's not useful for your audience, then Google will not rank you because they find it, why you creating rubbish and why should I rank you, right? So that is the thing. So that's why in Google search, it's very important where you go searching as you as a content creator. A user will have four types of things normally. Information, search for information, navigate through the thing, transactional, no one transact, they want to buy something from you, or they just want to investigate how good is this and that. So these are things that normally people would search, the four type of search intent, we call it. So this is the typical four types of thing. Like say that example, who's Alfred Fu, who's KLIA, who's Donald Trump, the football scores, right? So these are the information search where they don't really generate a lot of conversions. A lot of people think that, okay, you know what? I want to have more traffic, but traffic is just one part of the equation of getting sales. So information is just probably going to show information of what's the price of a typical website, what's the price of typical SEO. So these are things people want to search just to know about you, about the price. They will not know about you, but you expose people like, oh, this is actually the average price of SEO. Then they're like, hey, this guy also do SEO. Should I engage him? Never mind, probably next time. Then you probably will come to navigator search. Say, okay, I want to go to learn about SEO, beginner guide, right? You create a guide for running SEO. So once they know about you information, the prices of SEO, probably will create a guide about SEO. So that's the things that you want to do. Okay, beginner guide. And then the next one is transactional. Okay, maybe I want to get services of doing SEO. So that is things we call transactional. So that is where you transact between monetary to a services or probably a product. All right, that's called transactional. And lastly is to compare. This is the one that compare between this and that. Compare SEO or PPC, which is better. So these are things that you want to research and find, or probably between two services like MailChimp versus ConvertKit, or probably do like we have a member over here called Kenny. He actually used to do food advisor. So what's the best food review in best food review for Kuala Lumpur? What's the best food? All right. So these are things that you want to do. So we have a member. It's called Kenny. He used to own this food advisor where he only focused on advice towards the best food in KL, PJ, Penang. So these are things that he target more on commercial investigation, which is a very, very huge market because a lot of people don't know where to find the good food. And normally you, let's say you're sitting in your apartment, you really visit all the shops mostly in vicinity of 5 kilometers, and there are new pop-up stores you will not know. So people like Kenny will actually talk about, hey, you know what? We have the new cafe in XX area, probably in KL, Jalan Alo, something like that. So probably you want to review that. And then, hey, when you review, then probably you want to go eat that. So that's the part that he generates that interest to that particular shop. So that is a part you want to target as well. All right. So that's a part you can do it. And normally these are the keywords that we normally use for informational search. We covered last 2 weeks, which is on the left hand side over here. And also the brand names, probably navigation search, we're probably search for brand name and stuff like that, which don't really cover that. Normally I'll cover these three: informational, commercial investigation, and transaction. So these three things that you want to target, which give most of the traffic. Because why? Because normally they're curious what the price, what the best thing, what the best that, why should you do, what's the guide, So these are things that people normally will find. Okay, so if you as a newbie, these are the keywords that you might want to target. Because let's say you are a lawyer, guide to getting first time, you get hit from someone else on the street. What's the guide, the process that you hire a lawyer, and normally what's the typical stuff that normally do? If you're a lawyer, you can write this content. See, lawyer in Malaysia is a professional. Okay, a professional by law. I mean, that's what they say, that you cannot do ads. All right, so a lot of lawyers comes to word of mouth, WOM, right? So word of mouth coming to them, so they can do a lot of marketing. So how do marketing? Talk about guide, talk about what if, what that, So that is things that you create traffic to get the awareness from you. So if you are a lawyer out there, if you're struggling to get clients, probably you should create content on how to do this, because you are selling your expertise from A to Z. Right, from doing some, maybe you're a criminal bureau from this. Sorry, I'm not reading about terms. Criminal lawyer from this thing. Then you tell them, what's the process if you get battered by someone, okay, assaulted by someone? What the process you should do before and after? Should you go shower or not? All these things. So all these things that you can tell people what to do beforehand and coming to that. So this is a content people want to hear. Like, hey, this guy's great, So if in the event that out of the 100 people view the video, and 2 people got hit and said, hey, remember I got hit, I should do this. Okay, then what lawyer should I find? Hey, I remember this guy that talked about this content. Probably should I hire him because he's expert on getting assaulted and win the case. So that is the thing that you can create awareness for yourself as a lawyer. All right, so like I said, what should focus? Which for focus, I would say do more on guides, do more on a comparison between A and B, getting reviews, get the pricing. I got friends actually did this. What's the best price to create a website? Right, in Malaysia. So he created content right here. He got a lot of traffic. Just created that content itself. So as you as a content creator, you want to pick interest people, what they really want to know, and that's where you rank. All right. So this is what we cover last session topic about on-page SEO. So about keywords, internal linking, topics, stuff like that. But this is just the content itself, right? But what is the technical thing that binds between all these things? I'll cover today. All right, so skip this. All right, so as long as you're creating content for your website, all right, so you need to make your content very useful. So how to make content really useful? So now I'll come back to these 3 things. As a content creator, normally you won't focus on a lot of things, because this SEO is a very big field. All right, you can see the ticks here, indexation, site speed, and stuff like that. Some things you can't do it. I can always find people do it like me. And for me, I will just guide you what you should know as a content creator to create a very, very, very good content and it's pleasing to the eye. All right, so these are stuff you can cover as a content creator. All right, outreach, PR, branding. I think the easiest one to pay money to get traffic is always PR. So you talk about, like today I'm talking to you about SEO, is outreach to my friends that I'm doing SEO, and that's how we get traffic, right? This is one of the sources you can do it. Doesn't matter how many do this view, as long as my content's out, people really view perpetually over the course of time, then that is how you rank your content, right? All right. So today we'll cover more about information architecture. Information architecture is like a flow chart. All right, I will say flow chart, a chart where you organize your website. So when it comes to information architecture, what the benefits of doing this is that actually reduce bounce rate and also let search engine to show your site links. And what is site links? This is site links. All right. So if you are talking about something that Google ranks, because last time site links normally it can be manipulated by SEO practitioners, but nowadays it's more AI. So you need to know how to actually organize your traffic, your website into different things. If you are selling a person who's selling alcohol also there, you want to main three things in alcohol would be beer, wine, and spirits, probably a hard liquor. All right. So you can maybe in beer you can come out like Belgian beer, American beer, German beer, yeah, all these things. Or wine, probably red wine, white wine, or probably another meat wine. All right. Then spirits can be rum, vodka, scotch. So this is how you actually organize your things. People when come in, okay, I'll find beer, which is German, right? Easy for people to understand. If you come out, architecture is very difficult to understand, like alcohol store. So you're finding for, is it for Belgian or American or German? No, I don't find it first because people normally will find what kind of things they'll find, which is the beer or wine or spirits. Because wine can be produced literally almost everywhere in Europe and also in America. Like as long as great vineyard, then you know where's the wine come from, right? So normally people won't find where the things come from first, unless they know they want to specify for wine or beer. From there onwards, they will know they will find a red wine or white wine, all right, from which year to which year, or from which part to which part. So these are parts that you may want to organize a little bit, not halal today, but yes, to organize your content from the very, very basic source to very specific source. So when you organize your information, normally it's from very broad to very niche. All right, not the other way around. Okay, so normally you architect your website, we come out to the navigational bar. Make sure the top one is always very broad. Then you narrow down. Right. So that's how, as a programmer, like as a developer like me, we always do the sitemap for people first. Like, okay, is this the way you want to do it? Yes, good. Then you create a wireframe based on the information architecture. Then we need to do the design. If you do the other way around first, from doing design first, then the information architecture, you have a headache because why? When a client say, hey, I feel very odd lah, this thing, I've done it before a few years ago where I totally skip information architecture, just go to wireframe. Customer always thinks that this information very funny. So they'll keep changing the layout here and there, which is actually take a very long process to create the website. So as me as a website creator, I will just do from architecture. Why I want to know to show my content to my audience. So let's say it's created for content for a client or an overseas. So what they do is actually that they are selling food. So food from where? Are you going to find a location? Where are we? Or what food that we want to sell? So let's say you're a restaurant, right? You want to know, people want to know you. There's only three people want to know you. What you're selling, what food you're selling, where are you from, and how I contact you. So, or about you, So all the information that people want to know about you. So that's the first thing that you want to architect. All right, locations. So I'm located in this and then that. And okay, how do I really find you? There's navigation search. Go to Google. Okay, click this button to go to Google. Okay, this is the part you want to go through. Or if let's say you are a restaurant, you say what food I'm selling. Okay, I have food and drinks. So okay, food. This is a list of food I'm selling. And what drink I'm selling, this is a list of drinks I'm selling. So these are the things that you may want to architect. So it's easier for people to understand about you, about your website, about you, what you're selling. Food, what kind of drinks, where you from, what's about us. So those normal things. And you want to order, probably, let's say now we go all online, okay. Now I know what food you're selling. How do I order online? So we say order, the button that order to order online. So that's the things that you really want to know as a information as your website to create the interest. All right. So if you're doing a really restaurant like this, or if you're not doing restaurant, you're listing in a la carte.my or even like Grab, come in, they will just know one thing, what food I'm selling. All right. So you can see that when you go to Grab, the first few things they normally grab you is what's the best sellers first, right? Because that's the informational thing you're going to do. Best sellers, and then what's the a la carte menu I'm selling, and what's the drinks at the bottom. Right. So that's the information you want to architect, because nobody want to find drinks in Grab food. grab food ma. So you should find food first, then the drinks. So by logic sense, you'll find food first, order the food, and then go to the drink, right? Or go to the snacks later on. So that's the things that you want to architect in Grab. So that's called information architecture. All right. That's why when you do website, information architecture is very, very important to know, to guide your customers from A to Z. All right. All right. So next, about technical a bit, we call it markups and linking. So what's markups? Okay, these are kind of the markups that I would say it's called headings. Okay, these are very, very basic things that I would say. All right, headings is very, very important for SEO because why? H1, H2, H3 is basically your headings, where you write. How to say? If you guys go back to your, how to say the word, high school, you have normally come write down your own high school. Is it high school? Okay, probably university. You write your own thesis, right? There's the headers, the content, the subheaders. That is the part that you want to guide your users when reading your thesis. So when about a H1, right? H1 is always your title. Always the title. Don't use H1. I've seen last time a lot of clients, right? They put H1 because it's big. They don't emphasize this thing somewhere, like, oh, it's big. And it affects their SEO a lot. So how H1 do is to tell the search engine, hey, you know what? This is my title of my website. They want to emphasize. And then H2 is your subheadings. All right, so the most important, and slowly your H3 is probably the subheadings of H2. Okay, so that's the things you want to do. So this some things that I can architect for you will be H1, your title there, and the content go talking about probably your introduction, and then talk about H2 is about something else. Probably let's say you are doing lawyer, all right? What kind of lawyers you have? So what kind of lawyers in the market? Heading, all right? And then your introduction, and then probably the subheadings will be a criminal lawyer, probably a civil lawyer, probably other parts of lawyers are probably commercial lawyer and stuff like that. So this is a part that you want to do as H2. That's how you architect your information. All right. So if you're talking about vegetables like this, it's easy to understand. H1 is like what kind of root vegetables are there in the market? There's probably carrots, there is onions, probably there is potatoes, all root vegetables. So these vegetables are grown from the root. What kind of vegetables are there in the market? Are root vegetables. Carrots, onions, potatoes, sweet potatoes. So all these are grown on the roots. Ginger. So all these are part that you may want to write as a content about root vegetables. All right. So this is a part that you want to do it. All right. So another thing that for a content creator, you create blogs, right? Most of the things that I would suggest you add a table content. Table content, it's like a book, right? If you go to a book, if a book there's no table content, it's very difficult for people to navigate around your book. So remember, when you come out content for a blog, think like a book. The title of the book must be big enough to people to attract, right? When you flip on the preface, then the next will be the introduction, and then you come out your table contents. So these are things that you must emulate your blog like a book, so that people can navigate around the thick book that you have right now. So table content is very important to actually tell your content where is the stuff that I'm reading. So you can see all these links over here. When you click, you will jump to that section. So this is the same thing as a book. So when a book, right, you come up with content, it's a number of page, all right? So you just flip through number of page, same thing. So table contents is act like a book, table contents, but when you click it, you jump to the content. So that is a part where you save a lot of time. And by doing this thing, you're sometimes, right, Google have this, because feature snippets, they will tell you, let's say talking about the best things about vegetables. Okay, what are the root vegetables in the market? They come out carrots, onions, ginger, potatoes. That part will come out in Google. Just we call it feature snippets over there. So table content will help you to become number one because you did that. Nobody does that. You did that. All right. So that probably you might rank over there. All right, that's the part you can do. Another part that you can do is called outbound or inbound linking, where where you see all these underlines, all these things, these are the links that go outside of your current page, right? It can be go to your other articles or go to your competitor articles, right? So these things helping the search engine will know what you are actually talking about. But when you do this outbound linking, they will tell them, oh, you're talking about this thing. Oh, you're giving this thing extra stuff. So all these keywords will help your other page to rank because you are describing that page what it is. All right. So that's the stuff that you can do when you do write content. These are all the interlinkers and outbound linkings. So let's say talking about root about vegetables, carrots, how do they look like? Then you outbound link it. Talking about carrots, about Wikipedia, these are the things that about types of carrots outside in the market, and these things. Then you go about onions, talk about another part website. As a business owner, you think that, hey, why should I outbound link? There's no point, because as I can say, information don't generate sales. Key point, information don't generate sales. So you doing outbound linking will not hurt your sales because it doesn't generate sales already. So you are giving your customers to know about their content, about things you're doing it. All right. And then when it comes to the second, we call it the commercial investigation, done the information already, right? Then they will like, you know what? Probably you when I read halfway all this thing, right? Some people won't click one like me. I read, I'm a reader online. I will click in and read more. All right. Some people won't click it. They was like, okay, I scroll halfway, then hey, you know what? I've been noticed that you're actually searching halfway on my website already. Probably you want to get my services to know more about how to build a good website. Then pop up, tell you like engage me, or pop up to get know more about more content about me. Then get the email. So these are stuff that you may want to implement to get more leads from people who are actually viewing your content. So that's a part you can do that we call the pop-up, we call it intentional pop-up. We tell you like, hey, you know what? I want to know you more. Please give me your email. Or hey, you know what? I've newsletters. I off and on I'll come out content so that you don't have to always come back to my site. Why not I inform you instead? Right? That's a part that you can create for newsletter. All right. I'm not sure how many people actually of you actually put emails. I do put emails. So you can see my emails are flooded by 10Ks of emails every single month that we have received through every single day. So this is how content avid am I to absorb content from external party, because SEO is really big about content. All right. So this is how I absorb my content through emails. So if you are a person that loves a lot emails, then you can put that for your customers. All right, that is the technical part on how to put your site. Very simple content, but a bit more on the coding side. What is meta descriptions and titles? Where the title is this one. This is called meta title. Where you put a title. Normally, if you do like with WordPress, it's automatic one. You write your title there. You just the same thing as what you write in H1. All right. But you can actually customize that based on your stuff. Right, descriptions is telling more about what you do. But one thing do to note that when you go to search engine, meta titles are all these things. Meta descriptions are the inside part. But the problem is right now, due to the latest AI, not the latest actually, based on this rank brain AI, totally ignore what they will totally ignore what you write in your content. They will just sift through your content and write it there. So you ask me, so should I write meta description? I will say yes and no. Because sometimes if Google don't really understand you, then they're like, okay, I'm not understand you yet. Probably just show the description first. See how people respond. All right. So that's why you have to write for your meta description, because sometimes your things are too new. Google don't understand it. Then you just show that meta description. But they understand you a lot more. They'll show content like that, like title, blah blah blah. This is actually not part of the meta description. They are in the description in your content, because they are crawling it and pull the keywords and show people, is it this what you want to search in the content of the website? So that's a part that the description will always change. All right. So if you're going through using WordPress or something like that, then normally you can install a plugin like Rank Math or yours. All right. I would suggest you use Rank Math with more features rich. you can actually use their title and descriptions to put in the things that you do. All right, over there. You can be auto generated. It's you're writing excerpts for your description. It will just show that. All right. So like I said earlier, note that title and description is always changing for Google. So technically wise, should you put? I would say you put, because sometimes they don't understand you. Then it will show as a default one. If they really understand you a bit more, they will always change based on on the customer behavior. All right. So do put because it helps the Google. It helps the search engine to know more about you. So do put. All right. Do put it. All right. And next will be the keyword strategy. The keyword strategy, a bit more dry, this one. I would say as a newbie, focus on long tail keyword strategy, because number one, why? If you do short term, okay, I should skip that, right? What is long and short? Short keywords is like 2 keywords and below, all right? 2 keywords and below, like real estate. Like what the hell is real estate? Real estate can be any place in the world, right? Can be in Europe, can be in US, can be in Malaysia. So Google think, what you really finding lah? Okay, I just show you real estate law. This is a real estate example example only. They give you a lot of volumes, like wow, people clicking it, but they won't generate sales, they won't generate conversions because it's not specific enough. So let's say you are a customer, you want to buy in KL, right? You put Kuala Lumpur real estate, right? Correct. Then that is the part you want to search. Even nature, Kuala Lumpur condominiums in nearby KLCC, that is a long tail keyword, and nobody write that, then that's the part that you should target. Because why? The longer the keyword is, the higher conversion, because people really search for what they really want. All right, so that's the strategy I'm doing. The focus the long tail keywords. All right, don't focus short term. Like I've been through a lot of customers say, why are you not focusing these keywords? Why not doing like one of my clients doing aircon was like, why not focusing aircon Malaysia? Does it generate sales for you? Shouldn't you focus like buy inverter aircon in Malaysia? That is more niche, because you have, like I said beforehand, your transactional search, the product they want to find, and the location to find. It's so specific, and that people will buy from you. Why you want to focus the broad one, where you can focus the long tail keywords where people really want to find, right? So because they really do the research and everything, they will like, okay, you know what? I want to buy inverter aircon. Do you sell that? You said that, I buy from you. All right, so that's the thing. So in short tail keywords are normally have high traffic because there are people that don't really search a lot stuff. They give you a lot of volume. They're high competition because everyone's going to go there, right? And focus is very low for people, but the cost is very high because you generate content based on the 2 keywords. You won't generate sales, because what is cost and conversion over here is that you're creating content that's very high cost, but don't generate sales. That's why the cost is very high. So for me, if I'm your content creator, I'll focus on long tail keywords where I give you low volume. Don't care about traffic first. Low volume, but because the low traffic, they give you lower cost, because in marketing, you talk about cost. It's a money burning kind of game. So you want to focus on conversions, right? So let's say you're doing property. Let's say anybody who's doing property here, there you can focus like your content, how to get the best property, the guest property, how to get the best condominium in Kuala Lumpur nearby KLCC. So that is the longer keywords terms that you want to search for your property. All right, focus on the keywords that you do. Probably you want to do KLCC, do in Tanjung Malim, do it in Cheras. So these are parts that you want to do to create more better keywords for your audience that really want to search properties in Cheras, but not in KLCC. But that's why if you create a content that's no specific keywords, like not KLCC, not Cheras, just talk about KL itself. KL is so big, right? So it's not really focused. So maybe you want to create content that's really focused just in Cheras. Probably in KLCC, probably in Setapak, probably in Damansara, so all these things that you want to target, all these keywords, just to go there, because why? That's your focus, right? And that you create sales, because people really want to find condominiums or landed properties, giving hints there, to buy that condo, all right? So you can do that for that as well. This also applies for PPC, not just SEO, because PPC is also based on Google search engine. So you can use these keywords to probably rank better. All right. So as a summary over here, Short tail generally give you a lot of volume, but they won't generally give you sales. Now market, we talk about sales, conversion. So our focus, your strategy is with long tail. There's lower competition, higher focus, lower cost, and also high conversion. So this is a summary I can give you over here. So really focus on long tail keywords in your title, in your body of text, so that people understand what you're talking about for your article. All right. So what tools can use for, people ask me on this is the really typical question. What tools can I find for keywords? Okay, I give you really straightforward. You do really newbie, right? Do the simple thing. Google yourself. Would you Google these keywords and find it? So you can see this keyword search over there, and probably use Google Suggest, or a lot of SEO practitioners say this can find bullshit one. Why talking about Google Suggest and keyword everywhere? Why is this two thing that Neil Patel would actually say, right? I would say why I would suggest it, because you're just a newbie. Newbie use newbie stuff lah. You don't, as a practitioner, we won't suggest things that are too complicated for people. I've been doing this contents for the past 2 years already. A lot of people think that King Fan, you give too very technical stuff, a bit too deep for me to understand. So I would suggest you do something very newbie first. You learn the mechanics of getting a search engine, how it really works. Get the keywords first, then only go the high level one like Ask the Public, Google Keywords Planner, or probably other like SEMrush or other stuff like that. All right, so this part I really recommend do the low level, because you as a newbie, do low level stuff first. When you start to rank, get more traffic already, then you start to think of doing more advanced stuff. All right. So this thing, how you do Google? Very easy. Important thing that what is your criteria? If you're a doctor, right, you want to get more booking appointments, what should you do? All right. So doctor got a lot of doctor one. Let's say you're chiropractor, you want to talk about how to improve posture by doing how you do this thing and doing that thing. Okay. So if you have bad posture due to things and you can't, all this stuff, you can't do it. We are somebody that can actually specialize in this thing. So you want like a food specialist in Malaysia, in KL, or probably you are a bone and joint clinic. Probably you are specialized in Theta. People find best Theta in Mid Valley. Then you can find it. Or probably you have injured your leg. Probably you said, how do I find the best surgeon in KL? Yeah, probably SS2. Up to you want to do it. So these are parts that you increase your rankings based on the keywords people search. And let's say you are a person who are the coach, like myself. When you do more client sign-ups, then like let's say I'm doing Photoshop. Let's say I'll say Photoshop online classes in KL, or offline classes in KL, online classes in KL. So those are keywords that you want to search, that you want to do it. So over here, all right. So these are the keywords that people want to do it. You want to get more signups, you find the keywords people want to learn, like learn, online classes, workshops, courses. These are the keywords that you want to increase participants. But I definitely tell you, these are the keywords are very generic one. It's super generic. So you really want to niche down, narrow down, like online, Photoshop online classes in KL, the best online classes in KL, or probably that learn Photoshop online for the best guru in KL. These are things that we want to think, because as the longer keywords no one target, then you win the game. All right. So don't think about actually getting too much on shorter keywords. Although shorter keywords give you a lot of traffic, but then generate sales. But you're fighting a lot of sharks. If you're new, don't do that. You'll be, because you know why? Keywords is very competitive. You need to focus the content that generate more sales first, then you have confidence in getting the lower, shorter keywords. That's why if you're a newbie, do long tail first. When you get more traffic, Google understand you more about you, then you start to do short-term keywords, then you do it. Then you rank. All right. So don't really adamant of I should focus on short tail keywords. Right? People are doing it. Why they're ranking? Why I'm not ranking? Right? Don't care. Because they're in the market for so long. How can you fight a giant? So you as a newbie, you must be David. If you know about the David and Goliath story, David is a small guy and the Goliath is a big guy. So how to win that? Do an unorthodox method to win the big guy, right? So that is the method that I'm teaching you right now. Always do unorthodox method if you're a newbie. So as a growth hacker like me, I always do an unorthodox method to win the game. All right, don't think about the best strategies. What best strategies? They are bullshit. Because why? Best strategies don't really work for you because they are the big guys already. All right, don't follow the big guys, follow the small guys. All right. All right, next. So if you, another way you want to Google, right? If you try to find WordPress, if you find the word Google WordPress, scroll down a little bit, you will see this part called, people also ask, what is WordPress used for? Why is it so bad? Why is it free? Is it good for beginners? So these are things that you want to create content. Let's say you are a website creator. Then these are keywords you can search. That people will search. So if you write that specific keywords, what is WordPress used for, then you probably rank because these are just slightly more longer keywords. All right. So this is suggestion only. All right. And let's say you're doing a WordPress tutorial. I just Googled this today. You can see that there's parts of video on top that for beginners, for Hindi, because there are a lot of people that in India will search for doing website, but they don't know English. A lot of content is built in English, right? So they can't understand English, they'll put Hindi. So these are things that people are really searching in the context of Google. So these are things that you might want to add on to your context in your blog or your content in your website or even your or even your YouTube as well, right? And that's a part that you want to target. Very simple stuff, the very new stuff. Just do Google search, Google keywords, and find all these nitty-gritty stuff people are actually researching. And also this part on top. All right, it's simple enough for you as a content creator to start off before you actually go more beyond more complex stuff. All right, because it's for newbies anyway, right? So after doing all this stuff already, right? Very important thing is to monitor your keywords. All right, but how to monitor? You need to install, or not really install anyway. You need to actually list your website in Google Search Console, where you need to verify yourself as the owner of the website. Then only you can see these rankings throughout time, whether you're performing or not. All right. So that's the part that a lot of people don't do. Like, am I really ranking? Am I not on traffic? Am I not do this thing? So make sure you rank yourself. I'm not really rank, to list yourself in Google Search Engine by doing this thing, because why this tool is very important. They'll tell Google that, hey, you know what? I'm a new owner over here, and I have a sitemap. All right, I have a sitemap. All right, let me see this thing. Okay, so you have a sitemap that you want to submit. This tool can actually help you to submit your content into Google Search Console to tell you like, hey, I have new content, crawl me. You're telling Google Play, hey, you know what? I have this content. This is my architecture website. Hey, you know what? This thing I want to go up. Hey, please rank me. You see. So how you gonna go that? Let's say you have done all your. You just go Google Search Console. Submit your based on the protocol submitted already, and then go through this sitemap over here at part 2 over here. And then Chris submit the link. Let's say you're using WordPress, right? That normally WordPress is very simple one. Your domain name.com, let's say abc.com/sitemap.xml. All right, that's the simple one to do it. Then you can always list it. All right. Normally it's automatic already lah. Basically, if you do it WordPress, they'll do it automatically for you for the first round. All right. If you are a bit more granular, a bit more micromanage these things, you can do it yourself as well. All right. If you want simple enough, you're doing in WordPress, you always go this plugin called Google Site Kit, whereby you just link your website to the plugin. It will automatically submit the sitemap based on this content, based on the content you have just listed. So these are shortcut methods that you can do without even go through this method, because it's simple. All right. And then if you are a person who are very data centric, you know more data about your of your website, you can always link your Google Search Console with your Google Analytics by actually going through the property settings over here, and then go to adjust Search Console. Then you bind your Google Analytics to your Search Console, and then you can always see the data. But one thing about this data Search Console is that you can put 90 days only. You cannot put a whole entire day. So that's the part that you have to take care of before you go to your website. All right, so this will tell you your queries, which is ranking, which is giving you more impressions, what are the clicks, what are the click-through rate between your clicks and impressions, what are the positions are you right now, how many people actually coming from this link. You see, so this is a part that you can see. So you can see, let's say your bounce is very high for the particular link. Probably the content is probably too little for people to understand. Probably even extend. You can see a lot of traffic coming in, but the bounce is very high. So you might want to oversee that part, what content is actually generating. Okay, so yeah, so this is a very granular stuff that you may want to monitor. You can cover that on the next session. But then, for today's session, we have almost at the end of the session right now, 1 hour ngam ho. I already covered a lot on technical part, on how to actually do your site architecture, how you do it. And next that we can talk about the title, how you actually arrange your most important keywords over there, and also your H2 structures. So don't miss out on this thing. It's very important. You do this wrong, right? Google will understand it wrongly. So make sure you do this correctly. And next that you add on your table contents. That's a very important thing. You can do it so that you can get slightly benefit on telling more people what you do. Just remember, like a book, the title, the headings, the content, appendix if you want to do it, table contents as well. So these are all things that you emulate a book, then it should rank. All right, and also do inbound linking so that people can actually dig more about what are the things that you're writing about. All right, and the description you write. All right, this will also help your ranking. All right, and the keyword strategy you want to do is a long tail keywords. So summary is all for today for this very, very simple stuff of SEO. And lastly, you have to monitor your keywords. If not, whatever you do, you will not know what is ranking, then you throw on the drain now. So these are the important factors that you do as a newbie to do as a website. All right. So the common questions that people say, why Kingfine today you're not covering backlinks? Because backlinks it's not about strategy. For newbies, there's no backlink strategy. Why? You're still new. You only own the market, you do backlink strategy. For me, backlink strategy will cover a lot on PR, your brand equity, like we covered a lot in the fun part over here. Over here, oops, where is it? Oh, it's stuck already. Right here. Sorry, it's stuck a bit. So the off-page strategy is the backlink strategies is not on PR, the inbound links, your reputation. If you're just newbie in the market, doing off-page strategy will kill you. Because why? It's very difficult because too new in the market. Unless someone that some journalists would like to cover about you and get for free, which is very rare, right? So normally I won't focus on off-page as a newbie. Build your equity, your brand, build out in the social media, talk more to people in the community. Then you get your fame already. Then you talk to journalists. It's easier. Then you can get more links from the inbound from other parties. All right. So that's why I won't cover a lot of backlinks, because for a newbie it's very tough to do it unless you are super new. You're super good in the market already. Then great, you can focus on backlink strategies. All right, and next common question that today we're going to cover is that how fast can I rank? This is a very common question, right? As a newbie, I do this content, how fast can I rank? It depends. Stupid question, right? But stupid answer, right? But not really. Sometimes as fast as can be ranked, your keyword is very, very niche enough, probably you can rank in less than 2 weeks. But sales are not really sure. All right, so it depends. All right, so sometimes it takes about 8 months. All right, can go for as low as 2 weeks and as long as 8 months. So it depends how you optimize your keywords, your strategies across the time you do, and that's how fast you can rank. All right, and lastly, if you really rank number one, your keywords that you're doing right now, but you can see that well, sometimes my rank always drop and then go back up again. Why Google do that? Why always take me number one? You see, Google is smart. It's an AI technology, right? There is patent they call it Google Dance, where it will dance around to see whether you really perform or not, or you're not perform. If you really perform, no matter how you do, you're always number one, right? You get two, you get one also, right? So that's how Google actually play around with your ranking to determine how good you are. So don't say that your SEO practitioner is doing very bad. A lot of people ask me, "Fine, you do this thing, why you always get number 2 and 1? I always stay number 1. No such thing, because Google is an AI. They will test things around. So yeah, I answered your question already. So you then go back up again. Don't mind. Your when you create content is for your users. You don't really care is rank 1 or not, because when your users genuinely like your content, you will say number 1. All right. So I'll focus on your quality of the content, and let the SEO practitioners will actually optimize for you. There are times Google will play tricks on you. There are times where updates they will F up your ranking a little bit, or totally wipe you off out of the market. But that is Google, because nobody can always dominate the market. Nobody. That's why Google always favors equality in doing things. So equality on doing consistent quality content. All right, not those are times that you do keyword stuffing where you can easily rank, but nowadays it's about quality, authority as well. So if you have these two things, normally you dominate the market. So make sure that your content is quality enough that people think that you're good in the market, then you're always number 1. All right. And lastly, people will ask that what's the best tool to create content like blog? I would suggest WordPress or Blogspot. But why I would suggest WordPress? Because WordPress has been dominating the market as a content management system about 5 to 6 years already as number 1, and generate traffic about 34 to 40% in the market for internet already. So yeah, use that because it's a very easy to use tool. Everything is very highly hard to use it. Let me know. I'll create more content about how to use WordPress to create content. Then it will help you rank for your website as well. All right. So it's end of our session today. So if you guys have any questions, you can always ask me for a consultation. So how to build ranking and craft the best things for you. And Benjamin, it's end of my session. You want to come up?
All right. Thanks, Divine. Thanks. Anyone have any questions before I actually got one question?
I think there's no more questions.
Yeah. So
how about you?
if you do, because you say, okay, if you're a newbie, don't do backlinking, ma. So what if you hire or rather just get a Fiverr to do the backlinking for you? Does that work?
No, don't do that because it will hurt your rankings. People always say I'll get Fiverr to get it off. $15 to get 20 USD to get 100 links. No point, because those links are low quality links. For my suggestion, don't do that. I've done that before a few times with some clients. It never helped the ranking at all. Sometimes it hurt the ranking. Yeah, so not necessarily
the original place that the backlinking come from is low quality sites.
Not really. Sometimes it's not relevant one. Let's say you're in Malaysia, you hire an India guy to do it. You think India guy would know what to put in Malaysia? No, they don't know. So best to hire someone who is local, would fit your market to do the backlinking for yourself. Because nobody will go to India newspaper to talk bad about Malaysia. Doesn't make sense. Unless you're doing really global business, that is okay. Right? So backlinking is one of the toughest thing to do. Normally outreach people to give you linking. For me, I will do the easiest one to do is to talk to PRs, public relations with journalists like War of Buzz, probably like Falcon Post. All these people that can actually write content for you. They will gladly write this content for you because then they only want traffic to your website and they will link back to you.
But you need to pay them, right?
Of course, something to do for free. Right? If like the pandemic, we talked to Vulcan Post, they wrote article for us for free.
Oh, okay. It depends on if it's a slow news day or they got news lah.
Not really. Depends on your segment. Yeah. So if you guys want the contact, you can let me know. I'll reach out to them for you on this thing.
Okay. Okay. So last time also there was this one specific guru that says you create all the social media and then you link it to your own website. That strategy. Does that still work?
I would say yes and no, because number one, whatever post you created in your page, you can always link back to your website. Okay, copy the content, put it there. Because why? Facebook is also a website. Okay, so if you do cross linking, it will work because the keywords is capturing from there. But Facebook and Google don't really match lah. You can see how many
No,
Facebook
because
posts actually risk in Google.
that specific guru that we all know, he also mentioned that like, oh, you open social media, all the kinds of platform like Pinterest, Photo Bucket, DeviantArt, then you put all the links back to your website.
I would say why.
According to him, all these social media platforms is so-called established, right? Everyone knows Pinterest, everyone knows Photo Bucket, kind of. Everyone knows what's called DeviantArt, those kind of places. So because these are legitimate websites, therefore, if you link it to your website, so-called backlinking, it is a better.
I would say bullshit.
I've
I've done that 5-6 years ago. Yes, my name there everywhere, but traffic zero. No point. You see, outlink, this called it backlinking strategy. Yes, it gives you a ranking and stuff like that, but ranking is not an important thing. Putting the link there is want people to bring traffic. Unless you're building community in DeviantArt or in Pinterest, it makes sense. But if let's say your Pinterest is like no content, right? You put a link there, no point, man. No point, man. So you still build content at that community to bring that segment of the community to your website. Then it makes sense. If not, putting link there, I've done that before. I've done for a lot of clients. Traffic, no point.
Okay. Yeah. Understand. So the place have to be active lah, basically.
Yes, definitely lah. We got so bad, good kang tao like this. I done the work already lah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay lah. Okay. Thank you, King Fai. All right. So if there's no other further questions, that's all our session for today. So thanks everyone for joining in.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, right. So don't go first. This will show you guys a very interesting event that we are running right now in 100x.
Okay, bye guys.
Let's play the video, all right?
What do you mean?